Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals of the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle number 3, powered by ENDORFY. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP. With me, I'm joined by Kuro, and we have finally made it. It has been 12 hours. It's been a 12-hour cast, and we finally made it to the finals.
We have indeed, and what a finals it is, as we have the previous champion, I believe, of H.4.0.S Galactic Battle from way back when, and the current defending champion facing each other.
Oh yeah, these are two champions. They are the two best players in all of Poland. Now they're facing off here in a best of 7.
Yeah, as a quick reminder, this is a best of 7 with no advantage to either player. There is no 1-point advantage to the upper bracket, so we will have full 7 games potentially, depending on the players, and we have the first of them here on Crimson Court in the bottom left corner. It is the blue Terran player representing Navi. It is Spirit.
And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have predictions in the chat. Predictions are open. Place your bets while you can. In the top right, we have the red Polish Protoss player representing Clan SWS. It is Krystianer.
The way you said it sounded like the predictions are spawning on the map.
They are. That was the goal. Yes.
Yeah. The predictions are gonna be playing Spirit, guys. So you better predict well because you have an opponent.
I don't know if you noticed, but we can look into it later. But the command for the predictions hasn't been posting in the chat.
I know, it's broken. I haven't fixed it. I will fix it. Many things broke recently, okay?
Okay.
I still haven't fixed that.
But here we go. We are going to be settling in. We do have Spirit going for the eBay block across the map. So a nice start here from Spirit. They're going to be disrupting the initial build of Krystianer. Meanwhile, Krystianer scouting across the map. It is going to be a more economic opener. We do have a Spirit setting up back at home and just looking to force a more uncomfortable start for Spirit.
I'm gonna say,
Krystianer
isn't it a lot of probes dedicated to destroying this energy bay? Like, Krystianer is really committed to getting this base.
Yeah, 5 probes is enough to shut it down. We can now expand on location. Otherwise, Krystianer would have been forced to expand elsewhere in a more vulnerable location instead. So Krystianer, yeah, again, having a bit of a rougher start here. And Spirit back at home, going for his CC into expand.
Yeah, did he actually get a Reaper? I don't think he did. He's going straight for Marines. I mean, I guess with the opening like that, he doesn't really need the Reapers because he already did some damage to the opponent. I mean, even if it wasn't direct one, like, it's still messing up the build quite a bit.
Oh yeah, has definitely done so. Now Spirit can settle into his own tech. Factory is now on the way, getting to our 2-gas setup here back at home. And we'll see how Krystianer does respond. Does he go for the Twilight Council? Does he go for the Stargate or the Robo? He has options for his tech of choice.
Yeah, we'll see which of the options he will pick. For now, he's just, you know, working at the adept, as he's been saying. The first adept already halfway across the map, and I don't know if it will be able to get much done. I mean, the Marines are coming out 2 at a time, so we'll see how many Spirit has now. Only 3 on the front.
Yeah, the Marines have rocked up. Nice started stepping out of Spirit. He does get some hull damage on the Adept, and the Adept has to get the hell out of here, has to retreat. Back at home, we have our tech. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener from Krystianer. Should be working towards Blink.
Yeah, Blink definitely one of the very standard options there for the PvT matchup, and we'll see how that goes for it, because again, Spirit is going for a lot of Marines there, and they are actually going across the map over that house logo.
Shout out to the house logo. The Marines do walk past. Meanwhile, at the same time, Adepts, they get across the map. They deny mining at the natural base, but this also means that they are out of position, and Spirit is going straight for the natural.
Yeah, but Krystianer has seen that coming, and he is preparing a wall, but it is not finished, and looks like the Marines will be able to get in. At the same time, the Adepts do so as well on the side of Spirit, so it looks like both players will just be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, but it looks like we have a full off. We force a recall back home. Marines, they bust into the natural waste, and probes are going down. Back at home, Spirit, he lost mining time, but he didn't lose many SCVs.
Yeah, but 7 probes do fall down on the side of Krystianer. The Adepted was recalled to deal with these Marines, but it's already damaged. The Stalker will help, but this is difficult to deal with so early in the game.
Yeah, exactly. No mining whatsoever here at the natural waste. 8 probes going to be going down. Can we get another worker? Can we get a 9th probe? And it looks like we barely can.
Yeah, the 2 Marines are finally being dealt with, but yeah, they dealt so much damage to Krystianer so early on, and this is not the end for Spirit, as he's going for the Helios run by next, and the Banshee on the way as well.
Hellions, they bust into the main base. They can two-shot probes, and just like that, 11 worker kills in total, 12 worker kills in total. Now, what's important is that I believe we didn't get further into the main base, and Krystianer, he's responding with a Dark Shrine. A bit of a desperation move here by Krystianer.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, will the Dark Shrine even come into play with the Banshee being already prepared? Like, I'm not sure if the first one maybe already, yeah, if the first one is already out, the Cloak is about to finish, the second one is on the way as well. And I don't think Krystianer is ready for that at all.
Yeah, Krystianer, I mean, with this DT, with this Prism, he will scout the main base. We'll get eyes on the production, on the researching Cloak. I mean, hopefully he will, as DTs are now warping in, headed across the map. And Spirit, has he muled? He does have a turret. He's ready at the natural base. The turret is now done. He has plenty of detection.
Yeah, and there was a Marine in the main base as well, so he did spot that War Priest too. And the scan helps to defend, and yeah, the DTs basically do nothing.
Yeah, and across the map, there is no observer. Probes are falling left and right, and we have to wait for the observer. We have to lie in wait here. The observer is now halfway done. But last, it's going to be another 7 probes going down.
Yeah, it was that the T in the natural was able to get a few more SCVs, but yeah, it does not compare to all these probes that Krystianer has lost. And yeah, the Banshee still is not being able to be detected, and it's just gonna be able to hide.
Yeah, that was just game-ending damage. GG gets called. It's just far too much. And Spirit will take game number 1.
GG to Spirit, very, very strong game number 1. Very aggressive as well for Spirit. I feel like he's not generally generally doesn't put that much pressure on the opponent, but he really turned it up here.
Yeah, really confident play out of Spirit to move out with the Marines early on. Again, was able to bypass Krystianer. Krystianer was caught with this Pen Sound, who was not ready for it whatsoever. And that was a strong start for Spirit, getting the early probe damage with the Marines, with the Hellions as well. And unfortunately, the DT harassment, the DT follow-up just was not good enough from Krystianer. There was already detection. There were scans as well. And Krystianer was shut down.
Yeah, indeed he was. And that's a very strong start to the series, but as a reminder, this is a best of 7, so Krystianer has still a lot of chances to take this back. Hopefully he takes a deep breath and, you know, he can make it a bit more even of a series.
Yeah, again, it was just a bit of a shakier start just because of the initial eBay block and the initial opener. I'm sure now Krystianer, he can take a breath, as you mentioned, and settle into his own game state. I'm sure we can bounce back. Again, that first game was very much so, you know, Spirit in control of almost the entire game state there. But here, I'm sure we'll see a different dynamic.
I mean, I almost want to say that it is also a bit of a mind game in the sense that, like, when you start this aggressive early on, you kind of like make your opponent nervous, because then you just constantly gonna just, you know, check if there's nothing else like this going to happen again. And, you know, this is a bit of like a psychological more there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is the case. And here we go. We're now getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have our best player in all of Poland, the best Terran player in all of Poland, I should emphasize. The blue Terran representing Na'Vi. It is Spirit.
And across the map, his opponent, it is the red Protoss player representing Poland, SWS, a clan we do not exactly know. It is Krystianer.
Here we go. Spirit once again moving out across the map with that SCV. He's going to be avoiding the main scouting path. And with this, the SCV is actually rallied right towards the natural base. It looks like once again going for an eBay block.
Yeah, and Krystianer already moves his probe towards the base of the Terran, so he won't be able to scout that SCV coming. And yeah, I guess we will have another block, but I do wonder how how Krystianer responds to it this time, because last time he was very committed to get this natural base on location, but maybe he will change it up a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, a lot of it will depend on the progression of the eBay. If it's too much progression, then he will be forced to expand elsewhere. As you can see, the eBay is halfway done. Spirit, he's already on the way to deny the expansion, but the expansion has been thrown down. Krystianer forced to take the unnatural natural.
Yeah, a bit of a Zerg move over there where Protoss has to take that third, and You know, Spirit kind of achieved what he wanted. Like, he disrupted the build still. Like, the natural base is definitely way more convenient for the Protoss, but Krystianer is also being a little bit annoying across the map.
He does delay the expansion for a couple of seconds as it is now going to be placed. But the downside of this kind of setup here, the scary thing for Krystianer is that you can be taken advantage of, especially if Spirit goes for a Hellion follow-up. He can try to harass the main or the natural. It is a little bit more awkward for the Proto Spirit to defend both locations at once.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because again, you prefer to have that closer base, but it looks like Krystianer did not say the last word as he's actually setting up a proxy location across the map.
Okay, piling. The pilot gets thrown down, but the Reaper will scout, will confirm, and we'll get eyes on the proxy. We do see Spirit is fully aware of what's going on. He forces the cancel, and he even finds the probe.
The probe is like, don't breathe. Don't breathe. I am not here.
The probe does manage to just sucks it in. He does hug the wall, and he will be able to escape. Meanwhile, back at home, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener from Krystianer, not a Stargate. Is working towards Blink, and the initial Hellions are soon to arrive as that factory is now done.
Yeah, the probe was eventually being dealt with, and the Reaper is going into the third base, does get a probe, but will be chased off by that Stalker, and I guess Spirit won't be getting the scout in the main base then.
He doesn't get into the main. He's unaware of the tech of choice. Back at home, it is a risky move to go for the Hellion, because if it was a Stargate opener into Phoenix or into Oracles, then we would be missing that Cyclone to defend instead. So we'll see what Spirit gets done. It's only going to be the one Hellion. He doesn't go for the add-on swap, so he's only moving out for scouting information.
Yeah, and he is working on Widow Mine, so I assume some Widow Mine drop may be coming next, and we see if Krystianer can defend from that. But for now, he has to focus on this Hellion that is going into his base together with the Reaper. Hellion also confirms that there is no natural on the regular location, so there is no third base for Krystianer.
Yeah, no third base yet. It does get eyes on the gateway setup here, does get eyes on the Robo, and we can see, ooh, this defense turning into an offense here. Krystianer is going for 4-gate Blink.
I mean, it makes sense considering how much pressure Spirit put on him before, that Krystianer wants now to return the favor, and I feel like Spirit may be ready for that though, because he brought all of his units basically home, and yeah, he has the bunker set up. The Widow Mines will be going across the map, which will be a great distraction as well.
Yeah, it's going to be double Widow Mine drop here from Spirit. It's going to be good to get some damage done, but also to scout the main base if at all possible. We can see that Krystianer fans out his stalkers. He's looking for the drop, but he barely does not find it.
Yeah, just barely. The Medivac does slip through. Once again, the Hellion is coming in to distract the forces, so Krystianer will not react to the Widow Mines, but we will see if he manages to do so.
Hellions, they dive into the main. They get eyes on every single gateway. The 4 gateways have been revealed. The Mass Stalker as well. And the Mind Drop is coming in towards the natural.
Yeah, Krystianer is focusing on the main base, but he does pull the probes in time. Only one Widow Mine is dropped here, and it's only dealing damage to one probe, but it's actually saved by the Warp Beam.
Yeah. Very nice control here from Krystianer. He does pull away in time. He does save all of his workers, but there's still one more Widow Mine left in that Medivac. It was not dropped in. And again, Spirit is fully aware of what's going on. Back at home, he's defending. We have 2 bunkers at the natural. We have in the main base, 1 tank setup as well. So very nice setup here from Spirit. Is it going to be enough though?
Yeah, we'll see about that. One of the bunkers is full. The other one only just have been equipped with the Marines, and the SCVs are there for the repair as well. So I don't think Krystianer will have an easy time coming in here, but the tanks are not quite in position yet.
Yeah, the second tank has arrived. SCVs are being targeted down. Good pickups here from Krystianer. At the same time, Spirit yet to pull the trigger with that drop, yet to go into the mineral lines, and has lost 7 SCVs.
Yeah, and now Krystianer is actually ferrying the Stalkers into the main base directly, and there is a tank there, so it won't be easy, but he will at least be able to pull the attention of Spirit away.
It does pull it away. Meanwhile, Mine into the natural base this time. Ooh, getting 2 probe kills. Nothing too major, though, as the Stalkers, they dive into the main base. 11 SCVs have gone down. Very nice counter damage here from Krystianer.
Yeah, and he tries to poke at the front of the base of Spirit, but no, the defenses are still there. The tank, most importantly, is sieged, and Krystianer is not able to get anything done on this side of the map.
Doesn't manage to break through. Not yet, but has done a good job of just keeping the economy in check of Spirits. Likewise, dropping towards that natural base, getting another SCV as well. Every little bit does count. And behind this, Krystianer, he expands, takes a third.
Yeah, now that the pressure from Spirit is not on Krystianer, he is able to expand. He's getting his upgrades as well, working on charge now and getting his Robo facility as well. Facility? Robo Bay?
Yeah.
The other
He's
Robo.
working towards the bay, working towards Colossus production. Meanwhile, that is 6 probes going down. There's a big mine shot in the main base. A very nice damage here from Spirit. Finally, the Widow Mines to get some damage done. At the same time, Krystianer getting a little bit too cavalier, pushing into the natural base is going to be punished, is going to be forced out. But again, we're working towards a longer game. Krystianer on 3 bases, and Spirit soon to be on 3 as well, as his third CC is on the way.
Yeah, but Krystianer is looking to blink into the main base once again, it looks like. But there are tanks they prepare. I'm not sure if this is the best move.
The tanks, they on siege at the wrong moments. The Stalkers, they do blink in. They get one more SCV, but just the one worker. And, 2 Stalkers do go down at the same time. At the same time, we do have a drop across the map.
Yeah, and 12 probes do go down just to the drop alone, which is a big loss for Krystianer. That Stalkers were not there in time as he was focusing across the map. And, yeah, another damage dealt to Krystianer.
Yeah, 12 probe kills, that is brutal. Meanwhile, Krystianer blinking back into the main. Tanks are out of position. SCVs are going down, actually, so not too bad here from Krystianer. But Spirit, he's had enough defending. He's moving out.
He's moving out. He has a lot of tanks. He has those medivacs as well. He actually pulled the boys as well because there are none here. But no, sorry, they were just evacuated and the Stalkers are forced to be recalled.
Yeah, we do have the recall from Krystianer back at home. He has a Colossus, he has a shield battery. The Robo is looking very exposed. A really risky location for the Robo. Ooh.
Yeah, this one Colossus actually looks a little bit naked just with the Stalkers around it. So we know that Tyrants can focus those down if they choose to. Oh, one tank goes down.
Yeah, Krystianer, he does catch a tank. A Spirit trying to go for a Doom drop, but there's actually not enough room for that tank, so it's going to be left behind. Meanwhile, 3 medevacs, they do head towards the main base. Meanwhile, Drop on the right-hand side does manage to catch a couple of workers, distracting Krystianer while it does create an opening into the main.
Yeah, and the Doom drop does go into the main base. The whole army of Krystianer is rotating around to save that main base, but the workers should be going down. 10 already died.
Yeah, 10, 11 workers now going to be falling. The entire army responds, and that means that the third base is exposed.
Yeah, and that Robo on the front that you mentioned earlier, it is now under fire and it goes down. The entire third base is in danger as the army is main.
Yeah, Spirit, he does back off. The army in the main base is cleaned up. The damage has been done. As you mentioned before, the Robo did fall. There's actually no backup Robo, so we're only stuck on 2 Colossus. There is no third Colossi, no Immortal production either. Spirit, he backs off, and now he's been able to recover economically.
Yeah, not just that, because Spirit is also working on Ghost next, so he will be able to utilize those EMPs on the Protoss army. So overall it is looking pretty well for him. Meanwhile, Krystianer once again going for the Dark Shrine to maybe get some advantage.
Yeah, double Robo, Dark Shrine on the way as well. Krystianer going to try and bounce back in that Immortal production, sorry, in that Colossus production, in the Disruptors towards DTs as well. But Krystianer, he needs time to recover, and Spirit, he doesn't want to give him that time. Once we have those ghosts up and running, I'm sure we'll see another move out as he gets eyes on the 4th base and will force a cancel.
And that was a very quick cancel there for Krystianer, and the drop just moves away. The entire army of the Protoss is actually pulled into this location, so it won't be available elsewhere.
Yeah, it is going to be pinned here back at home. Spirit getting a 4th CC on the way. Still waiting for his wave of ghosts to really get up and running, so he's yet to really move out across the map. Now, whenever Spirit does move out, we see Krystianer set up for his own counter-aggression with some charge lots towards the main, so he does have a way to try to punish Spirit. We'll see if he can find an opening for that move, though.
It looks like both players are waiting for an opening though, as we have drops from both sides. We have another Medivac moving into the natural base of Krystianer, I guess a third technically, and we have a recall actually just for the Widow Mines.
Yeah, recall for the mines. Shot's going to be going off. Only connecting with 2 probes. Meanwhile, the mines towards the main base as well. Meanwhile, another drop coming in towards that 3rd base.
Yeah, and this Widow Mine does not split, but only 3 probes I think was taken down, but at the same time the Marines are taking down the probes in the 3rd base. In the natural, I guess. There are disruptors there, but they are not able to help.
Yeah, at the same time, DT's towards the main. We have a scan, but the DT does barely escape, just barely out of vision of that scan. But here comes the EMP, and the DT is cleaned up. That Prism towards the main base was not able to catch Spirit off guard, and the Prism even goes down.
Yeah, the Vikings do hunt it down, so there will be no more harassment there from Krystianer. He still has a few zealots across the map, but they have to, like, you know, sneak their way into the bases, and with that sensor tower, it won't be that easy.
Yeah, Spirit is ready, he's in position, has a tower, has a tank, has bunkers as well, and here comes the move out that we spoke about. Spirit, he's almost maxed out at this point with a higher tier army with Ghosts and Vikings.
Yeah, there is quite a few ghosts. Actually, how many does he have? 6 ghosts currently on the map, and they have quite a lot of energy, so there will be plenty of EMPs.
Plenty of EMPs available. Meanwhile, the Zealot Runby gets caught out, and here we go. The main armies are about to clash. Now, even though Krystianer is down in supply, he has a lot of potential with these disruptors.
That he does, but he needs to get a nice Nova to connect, and I'm not sure if he's able to do so. There's also a lot of ramps in the middle of the map, so not ideal place there to fight for either player, really.
Yeah, we'll see if Krystianer can catch Spirit off guard. Again, that's really his only chance to win a fight, to break through this initial main army. At the same time, Spirit is leading the charge, looking for those EMPs.
Yeah, all those ghosts fall to a Nova, though. Like, this is a dangerous dance that our players are having there.
Yeah, exactly. It's the first Nova will go off, and we do find a connection just with one Marauder, though.
Yeah, no ghosts have fallen. Another Nova was fired, but I don't think it really hit anything, and more Marines will be going down, but the important ghosts are still being secure.
Yeah, exactly. The Marauders are going down one by one, but not the connections we're really hoping for, not the connections we need for Krystianer. At the same time, drop towards the natural is shut down, so Krystianer does defend. He can now focus on the main fight.
That said, I mean, this is purely bio army from Spirit. It doesn't have any tank support here. I mean, there are the Vikings to deal with the potential Colossus, but the Colossus are not even here.
Yeah, the Colossus were pulled away. Wisely so. One Colossus went down. There's only one Colossus remaining, and it's barely standing after those Viking shots. Is at least held back home, and we do see Spirit has to back off. Zealot Runby moving out across the map, but Spirit, he does spot those Zealots.
And he does spot the Zealots, but does he spot the DTs, which are also going in that direction? I guess the Zealots will be denied, but yeah, we'll see if maybe Krystianer can get some other harassment done, but at the same time he has to be careful about his bases. He's expanding once again at the top, but can he defend all those locations at once?
Yeah, risky expansion here from Krystianer. We'll see if he can hold on. Meanwhile, the main army does clash for a moment here. Krystianer trying to break out. Meanwhile, Spirit, he's not done teching. We have advanced ballistics on the way. We have Liberator range for those Liberators.
Yeah, Liberators definitely could be quite useful in this army, and you know, help pulling Krystianer apart, because it seems like that's what Spirit wants to do, trying to constantly add those multi-prong attacks, constantly poking at different places, so Krystianer has to split that army, and splitting this army is definitely not easy.
It is not going to be easy. Big snipes going off on just gateway units, but the rocks are going to be knocked down. Shadow Stride is on the way. Blink for those DTs, so Krystianer can be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive with that harassing army. Meanwhile, the main armies do clash, and the Novas do not connect.
Yeah, no connections so far, so unfortunate for Krystianer, and that army is still standing, still pressing on the Protoss, and another small army from the Protoss going forward, and he's gonna meet this drop.
Yeah, and Krystianer, he does have enough. He does force back the army. Doesn't quite get the medevac, but at least forces the pickup. And Spirit has to respond. He has to rotate on over, has to respect this army.
Yeah, there is a planetary there, but that's not enough to deal with this army. And actually, it looks like it will be going down.
Oh my god, it's so close that it looks like the planetary is barely getting repaired.
Just
oh
barely.
My god. Yeah, the repairs are too much, and Spirit, he will hold on at the same time, moving out across the map. 15 SCVs do go down, but the disruptors are getting caught out.
Yeah, they're trying to save themselves with the Novas, but only some of them do connect. And even the landed Vikings will finish off the disruptors. All the disruptors going down.
Oh my god, that was how many? That was 9 disruptors going down, one after the other. We had some decent Novas, but that is not worth it. Spirit is maxed out, and Krystianer, he plummets in supply.
Yeah, another great EMP over most of the army, and once again we have two-pronged attack. We have the force of Spirit on that new base. We have this main force which is trying to defend for Krystianer's aggression.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be able to get on top of the planetary at least. The planetary is so close to going down, but once again, the repairs are too good, and the repairs, they barely keep it alive.
My god, it's so close every time, but Spirit just has enough, and Spirit will be taking game number 2.
GG, well played. The planetaries, they refuse to die. Time and time again, the repairs are too much, and Krystianer was able to hold his own, but as we saw, the main clash, the main fights just did not go his way. We saw it all came down to that one big engagement where Krystianer was caught off guard. He spammed the Novas as quickly as possible, but Last Spirit cleaned up 9 disruptors immediately. And that was game then and there.
Yeah, really, those disruptors were really painful there for Krystianer's losing all of them, I mean, and yeah, from there, that was basically the game of Spirit. But like the planetaries were crazy. I feel like every time it was like, oh, like Krystianer has enough firepower, and then like once a lot dies, and suddenly it doesn't matter anymore. The planetary is fine.
Yeah. Again, yeah, for both of those bases, it came down to one extra shot, whether it was a Zealot, whether it was a DT, whether it was an Immortal as well. Like, barely, Krystianer just barely did not have enough. The repairs were too good, the repairs were too much, and Spirit, he's holding his own quite well here.
Yeah, he's already up to, oh, once again, this is a best of 7, so still plenty of games to go, but already a nice advantage there for Spirit.
Yeah, nice lead for Spirit. But as a reminder, this is a best of 7, so Spirit does have a 2-0 lead. Krystianer still has a chance to bring it back before things get too dire here in the series.
Indeed he does. And we have now loaded into game number 3, which will be on Side Delta. As we are in the top left corner of Side Delta, we see the first of our players. It is the Protoss player, currently down 0-2, sorry, my bad. It is the Red Protoss from Poland, representing SWS. It is Krystianer.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Terran player representing Team Na'Vi from land of Poland. Leading the series 2-0, it is Spirit. Here we go, and yes, Spirit, he does have a comfortable lead so far in this series, but because it's the best of 7, we still have plenty more matches ahead of us. Plenty more to come.
Definitely, it still can be turned around by Krystianer, and we know that he's capable of doing so as well, because he has shown like some really great games in the recent months. Really, I wouldn't say.
Oh yeah, has shown some amazing games, and I hope that Krystianer isn't too shaken here, especially considering that he was able to hold his own in that last game as well. He was able to keep up with some of those drops, barely didn't have enough with the counterattacks as well, and. Yeah, I hope he's not too discouraged coming into game number 3. I want to believe that we can bring it back.
I believe we can, and this time Krystianer will be able to get into his game, actually, because Spirit decided not to go for that eBay block. And
for the first time, for the first time this series, there is no eBay block, and finally Krystianer can get a comfortable start to the game.
Yeah. He can actually play StarCraft.
He can play some StarCraft. Again, for those that are curious, game 1 and game 2, Spirit, he did go for eBay blocks. Game 1, Krystianer's expansion was heavily delayed. Game 2, Krystianer was forced to expand at the triangular location, and things got a little bit more awkward. Things became a little bit more difficult to defend. Finally, Krystianer can get comfortable.
It looks like we will be getting a bit more straightforward game this time. Although, what is our Terran player doing? We do not see a Reaper, in fact, at all. We're going straight for the Marines.
Yeah, this is very Spirit. We're loading into Site Delta, which is a much more macro-oriented map. And Spirit, he skips the SCV Scout. He skips the Reaper Scout as well. This is very Korean. A lot of the Koreans do this as well, especially on Site Delta, just cutting corners, being as greedy as possible.
We'll see how that turns out, as we do have an Adept show up, and it's actually not able to deal damage to the SCV. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this happened exactly in the series of Krystianer vs Spirit before. Where the Adept actually killed 2 SCVs.
Yeah, was able to get those 2 workers. Meanwhile, 2 Adepts going to be shading towards the mineral line. They can try to go for the SCVs as well. They do see how they do confirm the add-on solve. We can see it's going to be reactored Widowmine production. Meanwhile, Krystianer this time going for a Stargate.
Yeah, for the first time, I think, in at least in the part that I have casted, we are seeing Phoenixes from Krystianer. And we'll see how that goes for him. I mean, the Widow Mines will be definitely something to look for, and the Phoenixes can help with defending that.
Yeah, again, because the map is that much larger, because it's more macro-oriented, Phoenix eventually into Colossus is kind of the tried and true way of just going into a more standard macro game from the side of Protoss. We'll see if that's the case for Krystianer. Going Phoenix into Charge Lots is not out of the question. It's also a viable composition for the Protoss. So we'll keep an eye on him as the mine drops are about to move out. And it's going to be a much more committed mine drop this time.
Yeah, this is the classic 4 Widow Mine drop, a full medivac. Going across the map, just waiting for the medivac to be finished, and now we will be loading in. Actually, we did one.
Yeah, one of the Widow Mines
like,
is
hey,
going to be left. One of the Widow Mines is going to be forgotten here in the main base instead, so only 3 will be sent out across the map. Interesting, actually sending a second one back home.
Yeah, it looks like Spirit maybe have changed his mind. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was the plan from the beginning, but he just kind of forgot.
Oh, no, going for a second drop. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is going to be a quadruple mine drop, but it's going to be split up into medevacs instead.
I mean, definitely makes sense, you know, to get his to get the attention of Krystianer split up more, and he may not be able to defend all locations at once.
Yeah, as here we go, the Phoenixes, they go dive in. Finally, for the first time, Spirit is aware of the tech of choice. SCVs are going down, and this is where Spirit would have hoped he would have left them back at home to defend. As Widow Mines, they do get across the map, they go for the mineral lines. So far, no big connections, but he's waddling closer.
He's trying to get there. No units to do with those Widow Mines. The Phoenixes only now come back.
Yeah, they race back home. One of the Widow Mines is going to be shut down. Meanwhile, at the same time, we drop into the National. No reaction! No! Oh.
7 probes going down to these 2 Widow Mines. The medivac, of course, will be chased down by the Phoenixes, but that means that once again the main base is not being protected.
Ooh, yeah, the main base not protected. 8 mines or 8 probes going to be going down. Another mine shot is going to be going off as well, and takes down another 2 workers at the same time. Third base has been scattered, has been spotted, and this has been quite successful for Spirit. He gets 10 probe kills, but it looks like the medevac is going to have a hard time escaping.
Look at he's scuttling away. But no, the medivac does not escape. It was so close, but not quite able to do it. And eventually, both Widow Mine drops will be cleaned up by Krystianer.
He will shut them down. Meanwhile, behind this, it is in fact going to be Phoenix Colossus production, not charge lots from Krystianer. And Spirit back at home didn't really sustain too many losses. Looking at the units lost tab, only 3 SCVs went down. The Phoenixes had to respond to the mine drop. And back at home, what are our defenses looking like?
Well, let's see. We have a lot of Marines. We have some tanks, but that won't help against the Phoenixes. And there is a turret in the mineral line itself, but for the rest, the Marines will have to protect.
Oh yeah, and as we settle into this game, a shout out to Dolan. Big shout out to the Bappy himself, Dolan, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session as well. Hope you had a great time, everyone. Welcome to the grand finals of the House Galactic Battle. We have been live for 12 hours. It's been a 12-hour, I mean, over 12 hours at this point. It's been a long cast. It's been a long day, and we're almost at the end. We're here in a best of 7 grand finals.
Yeah, the best of 7 against between Spirit and Krystianer, 2 great Polish players, and Spirit so far leading to 0, doing pretty well.
Yeah, so far is doing well. Meanwhile, for the time being contained by the Phoenixes, the mine drops have now been shot down. A couple of SCVs are going to be picked off here, but Spirit, you can see he's getting ready to eventually move out across the map. He's built up his tanks, built up his Marines, and Stim is going to finish up just in time for this push.
Yeah, and what does Krystianer have? He is working on Colossus, he's working on Thermal Lance and Charge as well. These Phoenixes are still trying to distract the army, distract Spirit, but he is moving forward.
Yeah, he is pushing forward here. The main army scout. Oh no! 1 Phoenix is going to go down. We're down to 4 Phoenixes, but at least Krystianer does confirm the move out. He is aware, and he is getting ready to meet up with the army in the center of the map.
Yeah, 3 Colossus are already out with this army, but not much else really. Like, there's not much support for them.
Yeah, not too much support. You can see Spirit trying to catch out the Colossus. Tanks do siege. Alas, Krystianer does not take the bait, does not waddle within range of those tanks.
Yeah, the Phoenixes are trying to see if maybe they can pick something up, maybe pick out a few units here and there. But there doesn't really seem to be anything for them to do.
As we do try to dip in, alas, big tank volley is going to be going off. At the same time, Krystianer, he avoids the main army. He goes for the third.
Yeah, go straight for the third base, and there are barely any defenses here. Now the entire army is coming back, but ooh, actually, Krystianer may get trapped here.
Let's go. The force fields are solid. The main army cannot quite engage. But as you mentioned before, the main army of Krystianer has no support. One Colossus goes down, two Colossus left. And he does get 15 SCVs, but can he get out of here?
It looks like he will be able to. The reinforcements for Krystianer are coming as well, but will he keep those Colossus alive? The Zealots will try to do so. The tanks are not quite in range.
Yeah, the tank's a little bit too far back. Another Colossus comes in to reinforce. And Krystianer, he can break on through. He comes in from behind.
Ooh, lifts both of the tanks as well. There are no tanks on the ground right now. One of them lands, and ooh, the Colossus though, they don't have much support left.
Yeah, once again, not enough support. They all go down one after the other. That was such a close fight. Krystianer, he almost broke through, but the Bio Army does clean up and takes down every single Colossus.
I feel like maybe Krystianer was a little bit too overconfident in that attack and maybe stayed a little bit too long, and in the end loses all of the Colossus, completely resetting the count.
Yeah, Krystianer, he got a little bit greedy there. He had already taken a decent fight, and he had doubled down with reinforcements. He tried to break through and tried to end the game then and there. And he may have, but not the way he wanted. As again, his Colossus count was reset down to one Colossus remaining.
Yeah, this is just Zealot Colossus now. There's one sentry. Is there any other units? I mean, there's two Phoenixes, one sentry, Zealots, and one Colossus.
Yeah, there's two Phoenixes left over, and Spirit, he's building up and getting ready for the second wave, getting ready for a second move out. The third base now fully saturated, fourth CC being landed on location, and Spirit is about to break out, this time with Ghosts.
Yeah, and I don't know if Krystianer can get ready in time. He is setting up some defenses, but I mean, I don't know if the Disruptors will be out here in time, but at the same time, Spirit is not actually moving out. He decides to go back home.
Yeah, it looks like he's just biding his time to build up a greater army, to build up a greater force. We have more Vikings on the way, armory for 2-2. I mean, the armory is a little bit delayed here, so 2-2 is going to be delayed as well as a result, so the upgrade's not as ideal for Spirit. And this means that he's giving Krystianer the opportunity to get into those Disruptors that you mentioned.
Yeah, he's working on two at a time. I think one or two may be already out. Yeah, we have one Disruptor out, but we have another drop in the natural base of Krystianer, and there's barely any defenses. The Warpies are being forced.
Yeah, and the drop scouts the Dark Shrine. The DTs are going to be spotted here. Spirit now aware, at the same time pushing towards the north. At the same time, though, Krystianer, he goes for a big counterattack.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a base trade over here as Krystianer is just moving forward and there are barely any defenses there, but at the same time, Spirit is taking the base of Krystianer and also is in the main of his.
Yeah, but that's only a single drop in the main base. It's being cleaned up, and Krystianer, he's pushing in towards the main of Spirit. But last we have Reinforcement Spirit. He barely does hold on. He saves the main. Can we say the same for Krystianer, though, as he tries to recall back home?
Tries to recall back, but the Nexus falls down regardless. The third base is down. The drop in the main base has not been cleaned up either. It is still there.
Yeah, and it's going to be reinforced as well. Spirit, he picks up, he goes for a Dream Drop into the main. GG gets called. It's just too much to handle, and Spirit will take a 3-0 lead.
Spirit being quite dominant here. I mean, I feel like sometimes like Krystianer is a little bit impatient. Like he sees an attack that is going well for him, and he just like keeps going. He just doesn't want to stop, and that doesn't always work his way.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, right?
It was close.
It reminds me of Oceanborn, you know, with the planetaries, right? Where, you know, one or two more shots and they would have gone down, right? Like Krystianer, every single time he's just barely doesn't have enough to actually break through, and everything just crumbles around him as a result. And yeah, Spirit now one game away from becoming our champion. Yeah,
Krystianer really has to step it up here. He has to be a bit more careful, maybe, or maybe just full on aggressive, who knows, but like, this is his last chance to turn this series around, because Spirit only needs one more win to take the entire tournament.
Yeah, and if Spirit, if we're able to, I mean, if Krystianer is able to take a game, if he's able to extend the series, then we can extend this into a 13-hour cast. We're almost there.
That's what's really important about this. Yes, Krystianer wants us to have a longer stream.
Let's go. Let's go. I saw some people you mentioning in the chat. Here on the CranKy Ducklings, we do cast more often than any other. We have the quantity when it comes to hours casting, and sometimes the quality as well. I mean, the
Sometimes the
quality has
quality.
been it's been deteriorating over time because we've been casting all day, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Aye. Fun fact: we have another 12-hour cast tomorrow.
Yep.
So
I don't
the
think
weekend it's still young.
will it be 12 hours though? I think it's a bit shorter. A little bit.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 12 hours. I'm pretty sure today's WTL stream was 6 hours, right? Pretty
Oh
sure it was
no,
6.
really?
So yeah, so 6 plus 6, all the way. Send it.
Well, anyway, we are still in this series. We have to still finish these grand finals of the Polish LAN Tournament live in Warsaw. The map is Alkione or Alcyone, and we have the first of our players. It is the red Protoss player representing SWS and Poland. It is Krystianer.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Na'Vi, one game away from becoming our new House Galactic Battle champion. It is Spirit. Going for the eBay block.
Yep.
Once again.
Yep. I just saw that SCV going across the map. I'm like, I guess we don't let Krystianer play.
Let's go. eBay has been thrown down, very reminiscent of game 1 and game number 2. And Krystianer, immediately he just doesn't care. He's like, you know what, fine, take it. I didn't even want the base. I'll go for the unnatural
Yeah,
instead.
didn't even want that base. What do you mean? Watch Krystianer go for double Nexus. That would be crazy.
Oh god. And Spirit following it up with a bunker as well. Bunker is going to be thrown down, and here comes that initial Reaper. Remember, the Reaper was skipped in the last game. This time we are not skipping it. If the bunker does complete, then the Reaper will be able to deny mining time in the natural base for that much longer.
Yeah, and both the probe and SCV are dancing around the bunker, trying to get the best possible position, and it looks like that bunker is really close to finishing. Spirit microing to make sure that the SCV is safe.
Yeah, the SCV is pathing here as it gets over to the other side, and the probe cannot deny this. The bunker will complete. Thankfully, the pylon does finish up as well. Shield battery is on the way. With the help of the shield battery, we should be able to clean this bunker up eventually. But until then, Krystianer, he's stuck in his main base, and he won't be able to rally any probes to the natural.
Yeah, not only he was forced to put the Nexus in a location he didn't really want to go, now he also won't be able to mine from it at all, and the shield battery is under fire.
Well, it's within range. Unfortunately, here it's within range of the bunker, and that means the shield battery is going to be going down. This is a bit of a slip up here from Krystianer. The SCV is one shot away from going down, but the juggling! Oh
so
my god!
close.
The SCV! The SCV! He doesn't get it! He can't! The shield battery is going to go down!
Oh my god. Spirit is having fun. This is such clutch micro, so precise.
Oh my god, yeah, once again, dives into the bunker, one probe goes down, the shield battery is still very, very low, and eventually it should be able to fall, and again, this SCV putting in a lot of work, does repair the bunker over and over and over again, and down goes the shield battery, no overcharge.
Yeah, no overcharge for Krystianer. 2 Stokers should be able to deal with this bunker, but it already did its job.
Yeah, the salvage is not complete, so at least that's a kill on the bunker. There's some kind of win for Krystianer. At the same time, proxy across the map. Krystianer, he's going to be setting it. He is done defending. It's time to be the aggressor.
He's done playing proper macro games. It's time to just go all out.
Send it, papi, send it. Aye. Back at home, Spirit is throwing down his own bunker, rallying Marines. Again, doesn't really have much to work with, but the first tank is on the horizon here. Once it does arrive, he should be able to shut down any kind of aggression. We'll see what Krystianer can get done as he does waddle across the map.
Yeah, the 3 Stokers are already at the base of Spirit, so we may be able to get some done, and more warpings come as well. The bunker does not finish, just barely, so the Marines will be quite naked.
Yeah, 2, 3 SCVs going to be going down, but the bunker does complete in the end. The Stalkers have to back off. One Stalker does fall. We do get behind the mineral line, though, and at least Krystianer is doing some counter-economic damage.
Yeah, that definitely is helpful, and this base is completely denied from mining, so You know, a bit of a payback there from Krystianer, but he's not really able to progress. The Adepts will try to get in, but the wall is solid, and now we have a tank out.
Yeah, the tank has arrived, and with that, the Krystianer has to recall the hell out of the natural base. There's no holding against that tank, and now the game can settle at least for a moment. When it comes to the tech of choice, Krystianer, he did actually not. Oh, sorry, he opened up Twilight Council, but is going into the Robo, into the War Prism. Blink is just now going to be on the way.
Yeah, meanwhile, from the side of Spirit, we will have Banshees. So, once again, we will have some probably cloaked units going into the base of Krystianer, and I don't know if he will be able to get enough detection to deal with them. I mean, it's not just about detection, you also need to actually have units to deal with them. It looks like Krystianer is full on going for aggression.
Yeah, it is going to be Tank Banshee once again. We saw this earlier this series from Spirit, and he used it to great effect, was able to pull Krystianer apart. We'll see how he does this time. As Krystianer dives into main base, and Krystianer, he does scout the tech lab researching.
Yeah, he also delays one of the buildings of Spirit. I believe it's another Rex. So that is nice, but it doesn't really get much more than that.
Yeah, but what's important here is that now Krystianer, he knows. Now he's scouted, he is aware of the Cloak Banshee. Actually, Spirit, he cancels Cloak.
Yeah, I mean, it won't really be a surprise anymore, so it's not maybe that much worth it. Did we finish any of the Banshees? One of the Banshees did finish, but it looks like that will be it.
Yeah, just the one Banshee here outside of the main base. Two SCVs going to be going down. Depot as well. Krystianer, he's getting some counter damage here. He does threaten the main, taking down another one of those Marines, even forcing Spirit to scan, assuming there was an observer.
But there was none, and Krystianer is rotating to the front of the base and will try to dive once again. This tank is a bit in danger, but the Marines are there to protect it.
Yeah, the Prism is zoned away. Behind this, Krystianer expanding, taking a third base, taking into charge, into Colossus production as well. Krystianer, so far, he is taking up quite nicely behind this. He is holding his own and doing a great job at just containing Spirit on two bases.
Yeah, he's keeping his attention on this base. I mean, the tank is definitely quite painful to these Stokers as they cannot really approach. But as you said, Spirit is staying on this base. He cannot really move out. He cannot expand anywhere. And Krystianer is trying to build up his economy.
He's trying to build back up. Meanwhile, the Banshee moves out across the map. Bearing in mind there is no cloak, so there is no detection necessary to deal with this Banshee. Stalkers are in position. They're in the mineral line, and the Banshee is going to be zoned away.
I just want to say there is something funny as the Banshee goes out. There's something funny about the Colossus standing in the mineral line and protecting from the Banshees. I just imagine the Banshee just like you know, hitting the Colossus on the way. And he just stands there.
Hey, look, it worked. It worked.
I think that might have been in one of the cardboard animations, actually.
It does feel very cardboard. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But in the end, Krystianer does defend his main bases, now moving out across the map. Has quite a force to be reckoned with as well. Charge is about to finish up for Krystianer, and his goal here is to try to collapse on the main army at the third base location. But that's going to be a lot of tanks. That's 5 tanks.
Yeah, Spirit is prepared to defend his base, and the tanks are already sieged and fighting upper ramp too. That's definitely not ideal location for Krystianer.
Krystianer, though, he does not shy away from this. He is going to be committing bunkers on the way. He's going to be collapsing in.
Yeah, the Chargers are getting on top of the tanks, and the Marines are not able to get to them in time, but one of the Colossus does fall down. The second one is damaged too.
Yeah, we do save it barely with that War Prism. With that War Prism micro, is going to be saved from the Vikings, but alas, Krystianer cannot break through. Gets 4 SCV kills, gets a good amount of tanks, but Spirit holds.
Yeah, Spirit does hold. He takes that third base. The center Krystianer uses the time to take his fourth, so I guess kind of, you know, keeping Spirit once again on his side of the map and able to build up the economy, but there is harassment coming.
Yeah, I mean, that was a better trade for Krystianer. He got 5 tanks for 1 Colossus, but at the same time, Spirit, he's not done. He's not taking this line down, going for a double drop towards the south, and is going to be threatening the third base of Krystianer.
Yeah, opening some paths as well, so that will be nice for later on. Oh, the one Colossus. It's just standing there.
It's quite low. It is quite low. We're going to be stimming on forward. We're going for the mineral line, and can we get any probes?
It looks like we can get a few, but not too many. Only 2 going down here, and the Colossus are giving chase to these too many Vax.
Medevacs are gonna force back a lot of the main army as well. Meanwhile, Spirit building up on 3 bases. And again, Krystianer has been doing quite nicely. Killing those 5 tanks earlier was a great pickoff. 4th base now getting fully operational. Disruptors are now on the way as well. 2 disruptors at a time. Krystianer is getting there.
The proxy location is being dealt with, but he doesn't really need it anymore. And as you said, he is building up his economy, he is building up his army, and he actually can compete with Spirit now.
Yeah, he definitely can. He's also getting ready for his own counterattack, even though we have a drop threatening the main base for Krystianer. Krystianer doing the same to Spirit as well, slipping in with some Zealots, and he will barely get in, does barely avoid that Viking.
Yeah, but he does. The Zealots will do a lot of damage to those SCVs. The army of Spirit has to go back and defend. The Warp Beast actually gets recalled, so it won't be destroyed.
Yeah, the Prism is going to be recalled. Zealots, they do get a handful of SCVs at the same time. Double drop from Spirit is going to be racing back home. Does manage to get away and will try to get back. Oh, no, never mind.
No, actually, it looks like we will go forward, but it looks like it may be sandwiched by the army. Just barely gets away.
Yeah, it is going to barely escape here. Once again, going outside the main base or outside the main instead. And Spirit has still been building up his forces. The tank count now looking quite healthy once again. And Spirit has now made it to Ghost Tech, making 4 ghosts at a time.
Yes, he does. Currently, he has 4. Yeah, the first round of ghosts has just finished, and he's about to be ready to face the Protoss army. And the Protoss army is about to be around his doorstep.
Yeah, we can see Krystianer has built up. He's on 3 disruptors. At the same time, Spirit going for a double drop on the left-hand side. So he's got a double drop towards the south, double drop towards the top left. Krystianer is taking another expansion, but does he have enough at home to defend?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if he can split enough army to defend all of those locations at once and be aggressive too. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not sure if Spirit actually noticed that this base is a thing.
He is going for the drop. He will clean up at least a pylon initially. Meanwhile, dropping to the mineral line. Probes are going to be going down, but Krystianer, he's in position.
He's in position. He will be defending. So only 2 probes do go down. At the same time, he is doing some harassment at the 4th base of Spirit.
Yeah, he manages to get an ASCV. Not too much damage being dealt. In Spirit, he still maintains his drops, still threatening these bases, and forcing Krystianer to keep supply pinned back at home to defend.
Yeah, which is definitely supply that he does need for the frontal attack if that is something that he is planning to do soon, and I think like he wants to do that. I'm not quite sure. It looks like he may try to approach from the top side with those disruptors and Colossus.
I mean, both armies are maxed out. We have reached 200 supply, and Krystianer is going to try and lay siege upon the 4th base. The Bio army a little bit further back here, but he will have time to respond. Spirit does spot the main army.
Yeah, and the tanks are scaring it off for now, so Krystianer will go back home and will regroup. These 2 drops are still hanging around the bases, so Krystianer has to constantly pay attention to home.
It's a bit of an interesting zealot run. Krystianer's max, so he couldn't actually warp in any more zealots. Like, he could only be 2, so 2 zealots they model in, they don't really get much done. They at least scout the mineral line, and Spirit is getting ready for his own move out, doubling down once again, going for a more committed drop play.
Krystianer is transitioning.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're getting ready.
Krystianer is getting 3 Stargates ready, and this army is just, just for the time being. He is switching into Skytos soon. I don't know how soon, because he is, as you said, completely maxed out, but he is planning to do so.
Yeah, we still have to start a +1 air attack, and we still need a fleet beacon as well, but it's on the way. Like, it's on the horizon, he has Skytos on the mind. At the same time, Spirit has yet to really embrace too many Liberators either. He's still going for his drop play, and I'm sure Spirit wants to free up some supply as well.
But he goes for the base of Krystianer first, and even with the EMP too, the army of the Protoss does respond and will deal with a lot of this army. The Ghost may be lost.
Yeah, 10 probes go down, but we do defend. The base survives, and the drops are going to be shut down. At the same time, we still have more drops out on the map, but alas, they don't quite pull the trigger. Spirit, he holds off on that, and does instead expand back at home and defend.
Are we having oh, the drop comes back. The army man of Krystianer already moved away from that location, but it looks like it is back here to deal with the rest of this drop. I mean, 3 probes once again go down, but at this point of the game, it's not that big of a loss.
Yeah, gets a Colossus as well. Not a bad pick off here
Colossus turret,
from Spirit. Yeah, Colossus does fall. Meanwhile, scan into the main base. Big scan does get eyes on the 2 Stargates and spots the fleet beacon. So Spirit is fully aware of the attempted Skytoss transition.
That he is, and we'll see how he responds to that. For now, he once again moves that drop around this time the bottom side drop, and it should be able to deny this Nexus.
Yeah, it does force a recall, will force a pickup, and Spirit is, forced into the dead space once again. Meanwhile, yeah, getting back into Viking production, the Marines were unfortunately left behind, will be cleaned up, and it is going to be Tempest, not Carrier, from Krystianer.
An interesting choice, definitely, to go just full on mass Tempest, but I mean, maybe it will work out because generally Terrans, are more fortified race, will generally have this strong siege lines, the bunkers and so on, so a Tempest can definitely work in that scenario where you have a bit more range to deal with all of that setup. And that can be a great asset for Krystianer's army.
I mean, Tempests are a part of the ideal late game composition. The Tempests are revealed immediately, so Spirit is fully aware and can now start investing into upgrades. We're talking about +1 ship weapons, which has now begun, +1 vehicle armor as well, and a Viking production is well underway.
Yeah, so Spirit is getting his response to this Tempest ready, and both of our players have a little bit supply free to get those new armies going, but for now they still are quite high there, so it looks like we will have another clash coming.
Yeah, we do see Krystianer posturing with his main army, but doesn't want to commit to anything quite yet. Again, Krystianer, ideally he wants to slowly shave off some gateway units here and there and replace them with more Tempest and refine his army and get into that ideal late game composition.
Meanwhile, Spirit has taken that gold-based location. He's not quite expanding there yet, but he has already sieged up. Like, he has prepared the location for potential base. Meanwhile, Krystianer is trying to see if he can get something done here.
Yeah, it doesn't quite make his way towards the base. Does respect the tanks, at least. He's going to be falling back. Likewise, Liberators on the way. It's going to be Sky Toss versus Sky Terran eventually between both Spirit and Krystianer. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. But for now, we only have these small skirmishes around the map, and more bases are being taken. Almost the entire map has already been taken by either of our players, and it looks like we're getting back to a bit of a tradition of the House Cup or of the House Galactic Battle, of these like really long games in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, if it was going to happen on any map, it would be on Alcyone. Oh, nice dodge there with the Nova from that Ghost. We have 4 more starports on the way. Fusion Core as well. That should be for Liberator range. Potentially for BCs later on down the line, as that is 4 tech labs on the way. Okay.
That is a lot of tech labs. That is a lot of starports in the first, but I don't think I often see that many starports in a single base.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling the BCs, but we'll see. We'll see if we do head in that direction. For now, Spirit going to be, zoning with the nuke, forcing back the Protoss army. And there it is. The BCs are coming.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Mishu, is that you? Look, when I see Mass BC, I just think of Mishu.
Yeah. I mean, fair on that point. We do see Krystianer rotating around with his ground army. Does catch some of these tanks.
Yeah, that he does, and he actually is able to get into the base. Another planetary is standing in front of him, but this time he does take it down.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Vikings, they collapse on the main army. They catch out at 1, 2 of the Tempests, almost 3 Tempests going to be going down, and the Disruptors are exposed as well. Krystianer losing a lot of high-tech units.
Yeah, these Disruptors were left alone. They were not part of the recall, and they are being sniped down by the Terran, and a Liberator actually has to be dealt with as well. More losses there for Krystianer.
Yeah, Prism gets caught out by the missile turret as well, and Krystianer, he still maintains a ground army, but I am quite concerned here for what he has left. Meanwhile, do we have too many Vikings? We have enough to take control of the sky, but what about the ground toss?
Yeah, there is a plenty of ground toss, but the last Colossus does fall down. There are just these Disruptors for the Robo units, and a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Zealots.
Yeah, the Vikings, they clean up every single Tempest, every single Skytoss unit has fallen. Now, this was the one Tempest in the back line at least, and it's mainly a gateway-based composition. And you know what, BCs, they can shoot up and down. They're
and
crazy.
Down, yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Imagine that.
Oh my god.
And it also looks like Krystianer has kind of given up on the Tempest as well. He's working on more Colossus instead, so he has done what he wanted with the Tempest and now just focusing on the ground army.
Yeah, the BCs are revealed. One battle cruiser does go down, but the others, they hold their ground. They force back the army. I believe Yamato has not been resourced, so there's no Yamato available, but the BCs are going to be able to punish this, taking down more disruptors.
Yeah, they do take a lot of disruptors. That said, the Vikings all die down as well, and the beasts are really low, but they do not die. They are still there.
Yeah, they barely do teleport away. They're going to be able to repair. They're going to be able to be topped up. And Krystianer, he's running out of supply here. These have been expensive losses for Krystianer. Does have a bank to work with, but needs time to rebuild.
But he does, and we'll see if Spirit will give him this time, because, I mean, Spirit's army is strong, but he also has a tendency to generally stay at his base. He's not one to attack too aggressively, so maybe he will give Krystianer enough time to rebuild.
Yes, Krystianer, he is attempting to remax here with more of a ground-based army. Back into Colossus, back into gateway units, Stalkers, more Zealots as well. He's going for Planetary, and this time he should be able to bring it down. As I say that, we come in from behind. The Disruptors, the Colossus, no!
The Colossus are all alone as the Stalkers have left, and both of the Colossus do go down, and the Planetary does too, though.
Yeah, the Planetary finally does fall after so many games. Finally, some Planetaries are starting to go down. Krystianer is taking down the economy here of Spirit. Bearing in mind, Spirit does not have a bank. Unlike Krystianer, who's got 4k minerals and 3k gas, Spirit has not been able to build up anything.
Yeah, and also Krystianer has his bases decently protected. He will be losing some probes now, but in general he has been able to mine quite a lot lately. Like, the drops have not been on his side of the map for a while, so, you know, definitely going well there for Krystianer at least.
Yeah, BC is going to be harassing across the map. Meanwhile, Mass Zealot Stalker pushing in, but the EMPs are brutal, the SimCity as well. And that's Krystianer. He cannot get on top of this army. He's down to 2 Colossus, has to back up.
Yeah, but the beasts are not being dealt with back at home, and they are taking more and more ground. Ooh, even a nuke in the middle of the map. This time,
yeah, a bit of a bold. Yeah, a bit of a bold move with the nuke, but there we go. The army's going to be recalled back home. Does recall towards the bottom right. The BC is going to be shut down, but top left base does fall as well.
Yeah, so both our players losing some bases, losing some of the important army as well, and we will have to rebuild once again.
We'll have to rebuild the northern, or the forward base. The goal base is going to be shut down once again. The Stalkers, they do manage to get on top of that, but the BC aggression does continue. More bases going to be falling left and right.
Yeah, the Bio army tries to deal with this army of the Protoss, but it goes straight into the Colossus fire, and we do have 5 Colossus in that army. Another nuke is going down on that base as well.
That's a lot of Colossus. One of them is going to be targeted down, but there's still 4 more Colossus behind this, and without Viking Spirit, he cannot contest against this.
Yeah, Spirit has lost all of the Vikings before as he was focusing on the BCs, and now the BCs are here to help.
I don't know how much they can help. They get targeted down one after the other. Every single BC goes down, and Krystianer, he's breaking through.
Yeah, the BCs were not ideal air unit to deal with all of this army. The Stalkers deal with them quite quickly. We still have 4 Colossus in this army, and Krystianer, he is moving forward.
Yeah, and it looks like Krystianer, has he finally done it? Is he fighting back in this series? He won't quite be able to push into the natural, but he does deny the third base. Tempest coming in, more oh my, so many Colossus!
Just all Colossus. Why do you need anything else?
God, getting up to 7 Colossi. Ay, ay, ay. The base is going to fall, and we can just keep going from here. Vikings are coming into the mix, but is there enough Vikings? Do we have enough Terran?
I mean, we still have some Stalkers in this army, even though they are all hidden between the legs of the Colossus, and they are able to help with those Vikings as they approach. The Tempest definitely help with range too, and these Colossus are actually overpowering.
Yeah, they're going to be overpowering the Planetary. Planetary, another one does go down. Vikings, they come in from behind. Colossus finally are going to be falling, but I don't think there's enough on the ground to deal with the Stalkers. Even if all the Colossus go down, there's just so much Protoss here. I say that the army does come in, but it melts before the Colossi.
It does. The Tempests are helping with the Vikings where the Stalkers cannot reach them as well, and the Protoss army still stands. The Spirit has lost a lot, and he is losing more. At the same time, he is destroying the base of Krystianer, so it is a bit of a base trade.
It is. Krystianer doesn't really have many buildings out. I mean, he has a lot of buildings out on the map, but not many workers out on the map instead. So we're going for the elimination race instead. We see Spirit, he's banking up in the main base, just trying to buy time, picking up whatever stray units he can, as he's going for every building he can as well.
Yeah, looks like we will be having full base trade here. It doesn't look like Krystianer is planning to recall anytime soon, and he will try what he can do in this main base. He is dealing with most of the army of Spirit, actually.
Yeah, the Vikings, they kill the Tempest, bear that in mind, and Krystianer, he's out of money. There's a
Oh,
chance Spirit could force a draw. No Skytoss units.
true. And the
Yeah.
Stargates will be now under fire as well, so even if Krystianer did get mana, he won't have any way to produce from them either.
Yeah, I think Spirit, he can force the draw. As long as he can lift some buildings, I mean, he still has mining going on. He still has some mining. There's a Zealot wreaking havoc. A couple of the workers are going to be saved, but Krystianer is broke. He can't afford anything.
He can't even build a pylon to fuel those tunnels
Yeah.
that are over there.
Yeah, it's at least a draw, 100%.
Oh boy.
Oh. As there is no way for these buildings to all be killed as long as we can find some dead space out on the map. Yeah, specifically bottom right. It's like if we get some buildings out there, I mean, not even just bottom right, but even in these small locations as well, Krystianer, he just cannot end it.
Yeah, I can't really do much about it, but this said the buildings are not hidden yet, and Krystianer is once again trying to attack another planetary. It's so close.
This time he will get it though. There's plenty of Colossi. The planetary is going to go down. The base will fall at the same time though. More buildings are falling one after the other. And on the one hand, Spirit can at least force a draw. On the other hand though, he could end the game if he kills every building.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely capable of doing so. I mean, he has to find all these buildings on the map. And again, as you said, Krystianer can't really make any more. I don't know how much is an assimilator. I guess he could try some assimilators.
Yeah, he can afford an assimilator. That's true. He can afford that at least. But more buildings are falling, and yeah, Krystianer. We'll see what he can get done here. We'll see if he can try and at least clean up the army. If Krystianer can clean up all these marauders, and if he can kill all the units, then again he can force the draw. Oh, the BC.
Yeah, the BC is already damaged. It's not going down, but I don't think Spirit Twice has resources to spare to repair it. It is going after the Colossus though.
Yeah, there's no anti-air. There's no anti-air here. Only Colossus and Zealots buildings. Again, they're still floating around, still muling and mining in the main base, as well as the BC is wreaking havoc. At the same time, you can see we're hunting down the Stalkers.
Oh, the Lost Stalkers are running away from all of those Marauders, and those are really important for Krystianer right now. He cannot lose this army because this is all he has.
Yeah, exactly. Again, we're hoping for a draw at least, but Spirit can still win the game. He can still straight up win the game if he cleans up this main army. And again, looking at the units tab, 4 Stalkers, 4 Colossus, 4 Zealots, 4 of everything. That's all we have left for Krystianer.
Oh, 4 of everything. Amazing. It really is 4 of everything. And 2 War Prisms.
And 2 Prisms. The problem is that Spirit is still producing. Spirit, because he has money, he has mining, he has an income. And we can't say the same for Krystianer.
Yeah, but that said, all of the forces of Spirit are now back home, and Krystianer is ready for one more attack. And can he take it? Can he take this entire army of Spirit?
No, he cannot. We start a step forward. GG gets called. We collapse on the main army, and Spirits will take the series 4-0, becoming the House Galactic Battle number 3 champion.
How do I... There you go.
The fanfare. The fanfare.
Yeah, the fanfare. There you go. We have Spirit on the screen as he takes the game. He takes the series 4-0 in the finals.
GG, well played. A dominant finals here from Spirit. I mean, that final game was very close, and again, Krystianer could have forced a draw there if he was able to maintain his army, of course. As we saw, Spirit still had an economy, still had mining going on. He was able to replenish his forces and barely bring it out in the end. GG, well played. Before we do get ahead of ourselves, a big shout out in the middle of that final game to Coco TV. Thank you so much for the raid as well. We do appreciate it. Of course, we were here just covering a big LAN event happening in Poland.
Yeah, for those who have only tuned in later on, this is an offline event, a LAN in Warsaw in Poland for Polish players, and this is the 3rd one already, and they've been pretty great events so far.
Oh yeah, exactly. We had the top 2 players in Poland facing off. Spirits was the number 1 House Galactic Battle champion. Meanwhile, Krystianer was the number 2 champion, and here they faced off in the finals of number 3. So it was very fitting here, a very fitting end for this final House Galactic Battle. They did face off, of course, and Spirit did look quite dominant in these finals, not dropping a single map in the finals. Did drop a map in the tournament, though. If you recall, that was to Art, not to Krystianer.
Yeah, exactly. Art was the one to take down, to take a map from Spirit, so You know, Art is a little bit, I don't want to call him a dark horse, because I mean, Art is pretty good, but like, we didn't expect him to do as well as he did.
Yeah, did very, very well here in this tournament. Did bring down Geralt, did take a map and force Spirit to the ace match earlier, and with that, GG well plays. Oh, Spirit, his heart rate, his elevation, he's excited. Ah.
Oh, he's so happy. Look at him. He's so happy.
This proves that even though Spirit, even though he has no facial expressions whenever he wins matches, clearly his blood is pumping. Clearly.
Yeah, he's just happy on the inside, you know?
He's happy on the inside, exactly. Yeah, with that, GG, well played. Congratulations to Spirit. My condolences to Krystianer, but again, making it to the finals was still a beautiful result nonetheless, an impressive result from Krystianer. So GG, well played. And with that, we have crowned our best player in our current now best player in Poland is Spirit.
And it turns out that Spirit is still the best Polish player. Like, Krystianer has bested several other players in the previous editions, but he was not able to take Spirit down. Spirit reclaims his title, and as you said, he is once again titled the best Polish player. As these LANs are seeing really all the best Polish players, so this is really quite a title.
Oh yeah. Again, there's a lot of competition over in the land of Poland, and it's great to see the Polish community come together as well. The casters, the viewers, the spectators, like they all come together. And yeah, it's been getting better and better event after event. I look forward to the future. I look forward to the next House Galactic Battle as well. I'm sure we'll hear some news eventually from Kashim and from the organizers as well. Otherwise, yeah, it's been an amazing event. It's been a very long event as well. 13 hours, we reached it. 13-hour cast.
Hey, as usual. As every Galactic Battle.
True. 13-hour cast. We made it, Papi. We made it. It was a very, very long event. And we're going to be getting ready to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, as a reminder, Light will be bringing you the coverage of World Team League, because we did miss one playoff day. But hold on, we have the celebration.
Tego.
Dobra, poczekamy na kontakt. Raz. O, coś już lepiej, tak? Halo? Słyszycie mnie? O, teraz doskonale. Dziękujemy dźwiękowcom, super, fantastycznie. No słuchajcie, House Galactic Battle to już trzeci, tak? Trzeci dobieg końca. No i co? Niespodzianka znów, tak? Pierwszy wygrał Elazer, drugi wygrał Krystianer, trzecią edycję wygrał Spirit. No i też taka mała niespodzianka, powrócił do gry Art, tak, którego dawno żeśmy nie widzieli. Dokładnie tak, super. I oczywiście Art, zapraszam cię na scenę. Trzecie miejsce, gratuluję. Brawo jeszcze raz dla Arta. Brawo. Zapraszamy na ten. Tak, później oni sobie... No i co, drugie miejsce. A czemu mi to pokazujesz? Dobry. Nieważne. Drugie miejsce zapraszam. Krystianer. Gdzie jesteś? A tu jest, super. Co stary, no, walka była, ale wiesz, wygrał lepszy, nie? Dokładnie. Gratuluję. Chwila dla fotoreportera. Wygrał lepszy. No i co? No i zapraszamy na scenę Piotr Spirit Walukiewicz. Brawo! Gratulujemy i teraz do góry. Do góry, podnieś do góry. I lecimy z kompletem. Brawo! Trafione. Zajebiście. Tak miało być. Spirit, 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 spirit. Zróbmy chaos! Krystianer, zapraszam was do zdjęcia. No poczekaj, niech chłopaki. Dobrze, dziki będą na później. Dobrze, że Piotr przypomniał. Nie wiem, czy mnie było słychać, o teraz mnie słychać. Dziki będą na później, elegancko. To jak już ta sesja trwa, to ja jeszcze 2 słowa od siebie. Dziękuję zajebistej komentatorce. Niepokonany Z. Wyśmienity Igor Indy Kaczmarek. Dziękujemy oczywiście Chaosowi za organizację, dziękujemy wszystkim sponsorom, firmom wszystkie, które są tutaj wymienione, jak i również Infoletowi, ludziom, wam wszystkim, Sir Graczu z SKPPWI, bliźniak numer 1, Kaszim, który nad wszystkim czuwał. No i co? Kaszanas, właśnie Kaszanas, zajebiście badania wyszły, naprawdę fantastycznie. Brawo. No i słuchajcie co, no i widzimy się na wielkim finale, prawdopodobnie z początkiem nowego roku, tak? Gdzie no top 8 zagra o dużo większą stawkę, o szacunek, o uznanie. No i co, do zobaczenia i jesteśmy na łączach, tak? No to jeszcze raz, zróbmy chaos! Dziękuję. Pocałuj się. Nie, nie.
And with that, GG, well played. Congratulations to Spirit again. A shout out to the Polish community for coming together and making this a reality again. The Polish scene has always been thriving, has always been, of course, hosting events and supporting their players. But it's great to see them coming back again after a bit of a hiatus, especially post COVID. You know, with some other venues closing down and trying to find a location for an offline LAN event. It's really cool to see that we're able to make this a little bit more consistent, even multiple times a year.
Yeah, exactly. And for those who missed it, Danskik is the organizer of this event. Not just these events. He's the one organizing a bunch of events in Poland for many years now. He was the one organizing the stuff with S.4.0.S as well. So he's definitely like the good spirit of the Polish scene. He's the hype man of the Polish scene, and responsible for a lot of these events. Of course, there was a shout out for Kashim as well, who's the admin of these events. He was the one watching over all of those players. And also there was a quick shout out for Kashanas, who was doing a medical research actually at this event. That's why we had the heart rate monitors the entire time.
Yeah, it's big shout out to all the people behind the scenes working on the events. And with that, we made it. 13 hours. The cast has concluded, but the night is still young here. Fun fact, the sun has risen. It is 7 a.m. here in Australia. We started casting at 6 p.m. yesterday. And now we're here at 7 a.m. in the morning. Let's go. And if you are unstationed, if you want some more StarCraft, if you want some more casting here on the CranKy Ducklings. Our next cast is going to be in 10 hours? No.
I
Much
will
less
have to
time than that.
readjust that. I will have to readjust that.
Yeah. We're going to have to readjust. It's going to be in about 6 hours time, I want to say. Yeah, around 6 hours, 6.5 hours time. We're going to be live here once again, and we're going to do it all over again. I was just checking. So for those that are curious, because we spent the last 13 hours casting the House Galactic Battle, we weren't able to cover day 2 of WTL. Usually we cover all 3 days of World Team League. Weren't able to cover day 2. So the plan is to cover day 2 before day 3. We're going to be casting day 3 live. That is tomorrow. Oh, sorry, that is later tonight in 12 hours time. 13 hours time is going to be day 3, and that means we're going to be sleeping for 6 hours and then casting for 6 hours, because I just checked the VOD. Day 2 of WTL was 6.5 hours. So so we're going to be having a 6.5 hour cast first, then another 6 hour cast of day 3 of WTL, back to back, 2 events straight, and yeah, that's going to be in 6.5 hours around then. There you go.
Everybody, give your energy to Light, because he will need it. He will need
Another
all
12
the
to 13.
ramen.
Another 12 to 13 hour cast. Let's go. I mean, that's not the most we've casted before. I think our limit was like 14 or 15 hours straight.
Yeah,
We've done it
14 hours.
before. We'll do it again. We'll be fine. We'll do it again. It's all good. It's all we do here on the CranKy Ducklings. We just cast all day, every day. Let's go.
Pretty much. And then sleep for the week, I guess. Except
No,
we
then we
can't,
cast
because
more
we
in the
have
week.
Turtle. The Tenacious Turtle Tasso is on Monday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday, depending where you're at.
We have the Wardy event as well, the Wardy Weekly, that we're also going to be casting. So plenty of content to come here on the CranKy Ducklings. As always, daily StarCraft every single day, and more events planned in the future. So again, if you're interested, if you want some more StarCraft, mark your calendar, set your alarms. We're going to be back in 6 or so hours with some more StarCraft action. I'm going to sleep for as much as I can, and hopefully I'm not completely dead tomorrow. Hopefully I'm okay. Let's go. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. With that, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in, 6 or so hours for World Team League, for day 2 of World Team League and day 3 of World Team League afterwards. If you're maybe in bed, if you're maybe asleep, then be there for day 3 live on this channel.
The WTL coverage is coming tomorrow, and it will be brought to you by Light himself. So make sure you don't miss it, because this is the finals. I mean, the day 2 and the finals of the entire season of WTL. So don't want to miss it. The top teams, the absolute top. Clem playing a lot of those matches as well, for example. So definitely something you don't want to miss. So make sure you're there.
Make sure you're there. With that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys in a couple of hours for some more StarCraft. Until then, hasta luego.
Bye.
Ciao. Happy ciao.